Hello and welcome to today's class. So this is going to be a class suitable for most people. It's beginner friendly. If you have health issues, it might not be suitable for you. You can always drop me a message and ask me if it's appropriate or not. And pregnancy it won't be appropriate for. Okay, so we're going to start lying down, and you will need, if you have a yoga block, you can use a yoga block or just a cushion or a pillow off your bed. And then just pause me, whiz off and get what you need, and then come back. And we're going to start lying down. So we're going to take whatever prop we're using, whether it's a block or a cushion, and put it underneath the sacrum. So you don't want it underneath the curve of your lumbar spine. It's going below that, kind of underneath your bum. We're going to put our prop there, and we're going to lie ourselves back down. Now, if you can comfortably straighten out your legs, then do so. If you have back issues and you feel like you need a little bit more support, you can just bend up the knees and just knock them in towards each other. But if you can, straightening out the legs is really good because you're going to get a nice stretch there through the hip flexors. Take the arms alongside you. Turn the palms to face up and just let your shoulders drop down towards the earth. Connect to your breath. You might want to just gently close the eyes. We're just going to take a little time here at the start of our practice, to allow the body to open in this way. So starting to open through the front of the body. Really helpful when we've been sitting all day. You might be sat on a couch, a chair, a computer, you might have been driving. Hip flexors then are contracted for long periods of time. So just allow them to have a nice stretch out and take the time to start to connect inwardly. So what's happening around you, what's happened earlier in your day, what's yet to happen becomes of less importance. And we start to focus on the now. And we do that by linking to our breath. By noticing the sensations that we're feeling in our body. So just notice whatever is happening in this moment right now for you. And if you do find that your mind's busy and it keeps jumping off all over the place, just be very patient. Just keep guiding it back to the breath. Use the breath as your anchor to the present moment. Let your breath begin to slow down. There's no urgency, there's no hurry. Just let the tension in your body start to dissipate. So you just relax down through the shoulders, through the thighs. Just releasing any tension in the abdomen. Just all the way through to the tips of the fingers and the toes, just allowing everything to start to relax. And you might feel your shoulders sink down a little more towards the earth. You might be aware of the back of the head, the backs of the hands, and the heels grounding down. Just releasing. Releasing anything that you don't need right now in this moment. We'll just be here for a couple more breaths. And then use your next inhale. Draw your knees in towards your chest. So not right in, you can bring the knees and just a little bit forwards of the hips. And then we'll straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. At any point, if you feel discomfort, pain, you just come straight out of the pose. Don't be anywhere that isn't right for you to be. Couple of breaths. And then we'll bend the knees and take the feet back down onto the mat. So feet are flat on the mat, knees are bent. Use your next inhale to just gently lift the hips, just a small amount. Slide your block or your pillow out from underneath you, or just pop it to one side. Take the hands onto the abdomen. We're just going to heel toe the feet a little bit wider apart. And then from there, just very gently start to windscreen wipe your knees from side to side. So move with your breath. Move mindfully. You're not just throwing the knees from one side to the other. Do it with thought and awareness. And then come back through to centre, bring the knees in towards the chest. And then we'll take the hands around the shins, have a little rock from side to side. You might just get a sense that you're lengthening out your spine here. And then we're just going to take the knees over to the right hand side and extend the left arm out along the mat. Now you can take your right hand onto your left leg for a little bit of extra traction. If you want to, you can pop that cushion underneath your right knee or even between the knees for some support. Just have a couple of breaths here. And then use your next inhale, bring the head and then the legs back through to centre. And then we'll do the same the other side. So left knees over to the left, extend your right arm out along your mat. Again, your block or your cushion can go under your left knee or between your knees if you wish. Just gently let the right shoulder drop down, just a couple more breaths. And then use your next inhale, come back through to centre, take both of the feet back down onto your mat. So a little bit of hip opening here, we'll just take the right foot up onto the left thigh. So hip bones stay down on the mat. You can stay there, or you can start to draw your left leg in towards you. Just wrap your hands around your left thigh. Couple of breaths here, just softening down through the shoulders. And I'm actively drawing that left leg in. I'm not forcing beyond what is comfortable for my body. It's just a gentle drawing in, and I can feel it in my outer right hip. If it feels okay, you could straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling and just press out through the sole of the foot. We're going to keep the back down on the mat, the hips down on the mat, so you're not lifting them. And those with more flexibility might just be able to hold behind the left calf. Just soften the muscles in your face. It's releasing tension. And then we'll bend the left knee, take the left foot back down onto the mat and hook the right foot. Coming through to the other side, left foot, right thigh. Again, option to stay there or start to draw the right leg in towards you. Hands around the back of the right thigh if that feels okay. Just try and stay long in the back of the neck, so rather than kind of hunching up at the top of the body there. You can close the eyes or you can have them open, just link to your breath. Again, just drawing into your own degree. And there is the option to straighten up the right leg. Press out through the sole of the foot. And again, maybe you can hold behind the right calf. If not, you just stay with the flat. One more breath here. And let's bend the right knee, right foot back down onto the mat, unhook the left foot. I'm going to draw both knees in towards the chest. Again, have a little rock from side to side. And then just cross your ankles. I'm going to gently roll up and down the spine a couple of times. And when you're ready, come up through to seated. And then from there, we'll just come over onto all fours. So you've got your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. And we'll take a few rounds here of happy cat, angry cat. So dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone and the chin as you inhale, and as you exhale, pressing the ground away from you, rounding the spine and tucking the tailbone. Inhale to draw it forwards. Exhale to round in. I'm going to do it a couple more times, but now with the toes tucked underneath. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhaling. And exhale. And then coming back through to a flat back, I'm going to bring the right foot forward. So your right knee is stacked over your ankle. If you've got any issues with that left knee, you can pop your cushion underneath it for a bit of support. And then just have a couple of breaths here. So make sure that your front knee isn't coming way forwards of your ankle. You want to keep a vertical line here. Reach up through the crown of the head. And if it feels okay, you might bring the hands up onto the right thigh. And from here, find a sense that you're trying to drag your right heel and your left knee in towards each other. So you just start to activate through the legs. A couple of breaths. Well done. And then take your hands down. Take your hips back. So stack your left hip over your knee. You might keep that right knee bent if you're tight in the hamstring. You might be able to straighten the leg. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, fold forwards over your right leg. So you want to try and keep the back as flat as you can and your chest open. So not a rounding here, you're not trying to get your nose to your knee. Nice flat back, couple of breaths. Think about lengthening back out through that right hip. And then use your next inhale, bend your right knee, come back through to centre. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. I'm going to tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and we're just going to pivot round, face the back edge on that. Same thing, cushion under the right knee if you need it. Stack your left knee over your ankle, couple of breaths here. Some people, it depends on your bodily proportions, some people can have their hands flat. I have to come up onto tented fingers. The other thing you can use if you've got yoga bricks is take your hands onto your bricks. Try and keep your chest open. And then hands maybe up onto the right thigh. And again, get a sense you're dragging your left heel and your right knee in towards each other. Release the hands back down, take your hips back. So again, keep a bend in that left knee if you need to. Lengthen your left hip back behind you and fold forwards over your left leg. Look for space in your chest. Space between your collarbones, one more breath. And then inhale, bring it forwards. And from here, you want both your hands to the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee away from the mat. Let's pivot round to face the wrong edge of your mat. And this time you're standing. So tight your hamstrings, you can bend the knees. If you can comfortably reach the floor, then you can fold forwards there. But if you can't, then you're just going to hold on to your shins. Look up, flatten the back, find as much space in the chest as you can. And then as you exhale, you hinge at the hips and just come forwards. So the crown of the head is reaching down. So you may just kind of be bent knees and be halfway. You might be here. Gradually over time as you practice, you might find you can come in deeper. Soften the knees, take the hands to the waist and use your next inhale to come all the way through to upright. Make sure your feet are parallel. Inhale the arms out to the sides, exhale, clasp the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back and down, so a little bit of shoulder opening here. We'll move into our forward bend again. Lift up through the heart as you exhale, fold forwards. And again, you might just come part way. You might keep the knees bent. Find the place that works for you. Try and not hold all the weight in your heels. You might take a little bit of weight to the front of the feet. Softening through the shoulders, a couple more breaths. And then as you inhale, soften the knees, bring yourself all the way through to upright. Release your hands, step your feet together at the front edge of your mats. And then we're going to take the feet a little bit wider than hip width. And if you're comfortable too, we're going to come down into a squat. Now, if squatting doesn't work for you, just sit your bum down on the mat, have your feet wide, your knees bent, and then bring the hands through to the heart centre there. And you can just gently press the arms and legs in towards each other. If you're happy in a squat, we'll be there. And if you're kind of midway between the two, you might sit on something. You might be in your squat but supported. You might sit on a yoga block or brick or a couple of cushions. A couple more breaths here. And as you exhale, just going to sit ourselves back down onto our mats. So have the legs bent in front of you, feet on the mat. We're just going to cradle the knees with the left arm and take the right hand behind us. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, just gently twist around to your right hand side. A couple of breaths as you draw back through the right shoulder. Lengthen as you inhale, come back through to centre. Cradle the knees with the right hand, right arm, left hand behind you. Lengthen on your inhale, exhale, twist. Each inhale lengthens the spine. Your exhales take you into your movement. One more breath. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, come back through to centre. And then just come through to an easy cross-legged position. Take your right hand down alongside you. Inhale, lift up the left arm and just gently tip over to your right hand side. Reach out through the left fingers. Stay grounded through the left sitting bone. Use your next inhale, come back through to upright. Both arms reach up, we'll go over to the left. Just extending into the right side body. You can maybe feel it through the ribs, through the waist, through the upper arm. Inhale, come back through to centre, lengthen the spine, and then as you exhale, just gently fold forwards to your own degree. So it may be, hands are down, you just come forward slightly. Again, think about open chest and flat back. If you're able to come in deeper, then you can do. Inhale, hands walk back in, and then swap over the cross of your legs, opposite leg on the outside. Lengthen as you inhale, exhale to fold forward. Connect to your breath. Take one more. And then inhale, walk yourself back through to upright. Okay, and then from there, we're just going to lie ourselves back down on our mats and come through into our relaxation. So grab that cushion, that pillow, pop it underneath your head. You can have the legs straight or bent. Close your eyes. Come through into a place of relaxation. A place of stillness. A place of calm. Stay here for at least a minute or two. If you want to stay longer, staying as long as you need. See you next time.